Well, welcome to Vanderbilly.com. Today we're going to look at the classic Dave Edmunds song, I Hear You Knocking, which was a big hit for him in 1971. The song was written by Dave Bartholomew and Earl King in 1955, and the original recording was made by Smiley Lewis, whose name Dave Edmunds actually calls out during the guitar solo in the song. It's kind of cool. A little bit of trivia for you. After the Beatles broke up, John Lennon told Rolling Stone magazine that the Dave Edmunds version was his favorite recording of the moment. So, some big fans for this song. In part one of this lesson, I'm going to do a playthrough of the key elements, and I'm going to look at the chording for the whole song. And then in part two, I'll look at the intro riffs, and I'll give you some tips for playing the solo in the Dave Edmunds style. This song is a 12-bar boogie in E, although it starts out in a sort of unorthodox way, and it's in standard tuning. So lots of great things about this tune. Let's take a look. Okay, this song is basically a 12-bar blues in E, but it does have some variations. The variations are actually, what give the song its sound, its feeling, so you have to get them right. It's a boogie, and of course, you're going to be muting these strings with your hands, so you're going to be playing. Not, right? Most of the time, you're going to be playing either the E and the A string, or you're going to be playing the A and the D. Occasionally, you're going to play a whole chord, and I'll tell you when that happens. So you're going to start off not with an E in the introduction, but you're going to start off with F sharp. So go to second fret, make an F sharp bar chord, take your pinky off, so you got an F7 basically, but you're not playing this whole. You're just playing the. Just the first two strings, the E and the A. You're going to do this boogie. Now, that's one bar. If you find it hard to make that stretch, and a lot of people do, the thing to do is to lean into it. All right, don't lean back like this. Lean into it like this. Almost put your shoulder behind the neck, because what that's going to do is going to change the angle of your hand, and it's going to give you more leverage, and it's also going to give you more length here. So if you're back here, it's hard to do. If you're up here, you're going to get. All right? So F sharp for one measure. A, so move up to the fifth fret, do the same thing, and of course it gets easier because those frets are getting closer together. And then E for 1.5 measure. In the E, you're just going to bar like this. Basically, you're only playing the E string and the A, and you're going from the second fret to the fourth fret. So that's 1.5 measures. And then you play a full B chord, and just kind of play the whole thing. All right. So that whole introduction slowly goes like this. All right? Okay. And then you get into the song proper. And you start with that E boogie again, and you keep that very even. Think of Dave Edmunds singing this song. You play that for 4 bars. Then you play the A, same idea, but you're going to add this, you're going up to the 5th fret. So it's open A against D second, and then D 4th, and then pick that off, and then D 5th. And then down with the 4. So so you do that 2 measures. Then you're back to the E. 2 measures. Then the A again. And then you play the B. And playing that for 2 measures. When you play this B, don't play a full B like this. Right? Instead, bar at the 2nd fret, but just use this this one finger here, the ring finger on the D string at the 4th fret, and play like. And the reason you do that is that's actually part of a B7 chord, which would be like this. Different feel from. So this is a B. And this is the way we're playing it. Different feel altogether. So you get the boogie going on that. Alright, and then you're back to. Alright, so most of the verses go like that. However, after the first 2 verses, there's a solo. There's a guitar solo that's played. And there's a modified version of the progression that's played there. It goes like this. It starts off exactly the same way. It's got 4 bars of E, 2 bars of A, and 2 bars of E. So. And then instead of going to back to the A, it goes to that F sharp again and plays 1 bar of that, and then 1 bar of A, and then 1 bar of B, pause, and then play this augmented chord and slide off. Now the augmented chord, technically it looks like this. All right, but actually you're only going to be playing the top 3 strings. So if you make an A minor chord, right, and move it over 1 set of strings so that you're starting on a top string, right, like this, same form, and you move it all the way up to the 7th fret, and then you strum up, upstroke, that's your augmented, and you can slide it off. So that really spices it up, and it's kind of integral part of the song. All right, so once you've done that, then you go back to the regular verse for 1 verse. All right, just the regular 12 bar. But then the 4th vocal verse, you play the same way as what you just played behind the solo, with the ending with the. And then after that, they just fade on the verse. So that's pretty much the whole song. Now let's take a look at how some of the lead behind it's played.